Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to work an applied I-cord around, say, a collar or a sleeve opening or a cuff of a piece of your knitting. So I have picked up stitches along the edge of my work here. I cheated a little bit and just worked part of the circumference of this swatch, just for expedience, but you can think of this as if I started right here. You can see here is my tail from picking up my stitches, and I worked all the way around the collar, and now I've gotten back to where I started. So I picked up these stitches with a US 7 size needle, and that's the same size that I worked this swatch in, but I'm actually going to work my I-cord in a larger needle. This is a US 9. I probably would work with a 8 or a 9, but this is what I happen to have on hand. So we're going to do it with this today. The reason why I'm going to do my I-cord with a larger needle is that I-cord can, for a lot of knitters, come out to be quite tight and can be restrictive of the edge of your fabric. And when you've worked a garment in brioche that has so much stretch to it, if your I-cord is very tight, it can distort the rest of your sweater, and you don't want that. So let's get started. So I've just finished working around and picking up all of my stitches, and now I'm going to turn my work to the wrong side, and I'm actually going to work a cable cast on and cast on 3 stitches using my larger needle. Now, if you follow the instructions on your pattern, you might have more or less stitches in your I-cord. So this is to work a 3-stitch I-cord. So I'm going to pick up 1, place that on there. 2, oops, and 3. And now I'm going to turn my work back to the right side, and I am going to slip these 3 stitches that I just cast on to my left hand needle. And now we are going to start binding off these stitches that we picked up. So to do that, I'm going to use my larger needle. I'm going to knit 1, 2, and now I'm going to work a slip, slip, knit. So I'm going to slip this stitch off my left needle and then slip this stitch. And because it has an unsecured tail, you can tell it's getting quite loose, but I'm going to work through it anyway. And now we can just snug that tail up from the back. So this is where most patterns would tell you to now slip these 3 stitches back to your left hand needle to continue working your bind off. But because I am working with a larger needle, I don't want to transfer them back to my smaller needle and then be able to tighten them down with the tension that I'm putting on my working yarn. So I'm actually going to work this just like I'm doing brioche, slide to the other end of the needle, and I'm going to pick up a second double pointed needle. And I like to actually just sort of pull my circular through to get this needle tip out of the way. So I've got a little less crowding going on here. And again, knit 2, excuse me, knit 1, knit 2, and then I'm going to do a slip, slip, knit. So my first stitch I'm slipping is off of my left hand needle. I can now put that down because I'm not using it anymore. And then slip 1 off of my smaller needle and knit those 2 together. slide my stitches back to the other end of the needle, pick up that other double point, knit 2, and now work my slip, slip, knit. So slip off of my bigger needle, slip from my smaller needle, and knit those 2 together. And I just continue this way all the way around until I get back to the beginning of my work. So I'll show just a few more. Slip, slip, knit, and then slide to the other end. Knit 1, 2, slip, slip, knit, and slide to the other end. Let's just show one more. Knit 1, 2, slip, slip, knit. So you can see I'm starting to get this nice, neat purple I-cord on the edge of my work. And I'm going to keep working the rest of the way around, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like when we're finished. Okay, so as you can see, I have worked my I-cord all the way around my knitting and back around the other side of the circle, met back where I cast on. And because I worked with a larger needle, I now have a nice stretchy I-cord that matches the stretch of my fabric and is not causing my fabric to bunch. And from here, I can either bind off or I can graft these stitches together. So if that's something you want to learn to do, check out my other video on grafting I-cord. Thank you so much for watching.